Hello everyone, SirMonkeySuit here back again with Hunter Hunter. We're on episode 57 and we are in a bit of a predicament right now because the Phantom Troupe now officially knows who the chain guy is, obviously Kurapika. They had Troupe locate the fake Scarlet Eyes so that they could try and track down Kurapika, or at least get information regarding who the chain guy was. And Squall was the only one there with the Scarlet Eyes. He got tipped off that they were coming. He tried to leave. He took the Scarlet Eyes with him, and yeah, he ended up getting beheaded because because Pakanura essentially threatened Eliza, and yeah, Nobunaga beheaded him. So yeah, he's gone. I knew that was going to happen. The death flags were there. Pakanura's got memory bullets that she can shoot into people's heads and give them that memory, like memories that she has, I guess. It's interesting if she's, because I almost feel like if she's shooting them off, I don't see like how there's any logical reason. I mean, I'm talking about logic here when when it's quite clearly it could be Nen in there's some way that she does do it, but I almost feel like, how does she determine which memories are she is giving out? Or is it just a case of like she just gives out her memory, so she can't keep any secrets either, really, given like her memory to other people. But it doesn't matter because now they know Kurapika anyway. So yeah, this is bad, especially also concerning the fact that Gon and Killua are captured again by the Phantom Troupe. And at this time, if Pakanura gets back and tries them again, she's going to know that they're with Kurapika. So yeah, we're in a very tense situation right now. And yeah, I don't think there is anything else to really talk about. I think we're just going to get in episode 57 and see what we get. So without further ado, let's go. Okay, episode 57. Holy fuck. Oh my god. Right. I have an idea how I think this is going to go down, because Illumi can seemingly look like a completely different person, right? He did that with the whole Gitaraka thing in the Hunter exam, by using his pins to sort of like stick them up. And I wonder if he can do the same to look like Hisoka? Could he? I don't know to what degree he could actually do it, but I don't know how else it would. I don't know how else this would work, because Hisoka wants him, right? Hisoka wants Crawler. He's not going to let he's not going to let Illumi take him on, is he? So yeah. Interesting as well that he's known Hisoka longer than Crawler, so Illumi must have got in to meet with Crawler because of Hisoka. Then I'd imagine Hisoka would have already been in the troop, maybe. But fuck's sake, that's crazy. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say that Illumi goes in looking like and acting like Hisoka to allow Hisoka to escape. I thought because Hisoka is doing a deal with Kurapika that, he would be able to ask Kurapika for him to come as well. Although that being said, though, I don't think Kurapika really cares for Hisoka's, need to kill off Crawler. I'm sure Kurapika would rather have the honor of doing it. So, I suppose there's that. But yeah, so yeah, Kurapika obviously knew that, is aware that they've found out his identity. Gon and Killua got captured again. That whole thing as well of Leorio, like their talking code. He really helped out there. So yeah, I was really happy to say that. It's nice when Leorio gets like a moment to shine, because I don't think he does a lot of the time, and I think he's kind of pitted as the guy for like some comedic relief and stuff. So it's nice when he is able to, come up with some kind of goods, like the other three tend to do a lot. So yeah, that's nice. Using darkness, I love the idea of shutting their eyes beforehand, so that when the lights go out, you open your eyes and you're immediately adjusted to the darkness, giving them the advantage I love that. It's just so. It's something so simple, like, but it's something that I don't think a lot of like people would do. I think like you would probably find it in the case of a lot of other anime that don't really, they don't care much about the detail, would do something completely different. I mean, using darkness, but for whatever reason, they wouldn't get the guys to shut their eyes first, and then when the darkness went out, they would just act like, they've got the advantage because they know the darkness is coming. But, I just, I love that whole thing. That was awesome. I think Killua might have broken Pakanoda's arm as well, so when Kurapika and comes face to face with Pakanoda, like, if a fight does occur, Kurapika will already have the advantage, even though he already does, really, you know what I mean? Even though they know who he is now, it doesn't really change the fact that that his power is, advantageous against the troops. So, yeah. So she was talking about how her thing works, and it's not a case of holding her and then getting all the memories. It's more the questions that she asks whilst touching the person is it stirs up anything that is related to the question, and then she gets those. So yeah, that's an interesting way of looking at it, which makes me believe then that she never got anything at all from them. Right? I don't know. Because she was talking about, like, possible weaknesses and stuff, and she was like, but they kept telling her, like, to not talk. You know? So yeah, because if she got any memories regarding what Kurapika has literally just told them about the whole condition thing and everything like that, then I mean, it means that she's more ready for it than any of the other people would be. But the thing is that I just don't think she's possibly, like, I just don't think she's that good enough to be able to dodge all of that stuff, you know what I mean? I still think Kurapika would have the edge. So yeah. So yeah, when the lights came back on, realizing that Crollo had gone, that's nuts. I mean, I should have fucking really thought about it, because like just the split second thing, it's like, can you give me a second, like a second of distraction? And it wasn't even Gon. It was Gon's job to do that, and it ended up being Leorio did. So that was, yeah, really cool. Yeah, so I had like a little flashback of Crollo and other members of the troupe back when Uvo had like an afro, and you know what I mean. I love it when a show, like, it's been done like a lot through the show, but I like it when a show actually has some sort of changes to people's appearance throughout, because normally you'll find with other shows that they can tend to just wear the same stuff all the time, like throughout the whole show, and you kind of just like, you know what I mean, like, it's not really realistic when someone just wears the same stuff throughout the entire show. Like, you have it with Killua tends to change it a bit. I guess Gon hasn't, but at least it's happening elsewhere. But yeah, using like different stuff like that. So yeah, back to what I was talking about. Anyway, it's nice to see some of the Phantom Troop members like from before, where they look so different. Because they would do. You know what I mean? They wouldn't look exactly the same. They wouldn't, like, some of them wouldn't have the same haircuts and everything like that. So yeah, it's just a nice little details and stuff. So yeah, they were the chief Crollo was talking about that there may come a time when the leg is more important than the head, which so yeah, that's interesting. So he puts the whole idea and the sort of the ideals of the Phantom Troupe above his own self, that he sees himself as just a part of it, and he is not bigger than the group itself, which is, it's sort of as honourable, is as unhonourable as a group that the Spiders are. You know what I mean? I mean, it's an honourable thing, I suppose, but yeah, I mean, the interesting thing is that Chrollo, he's in the car with Kurapika, and he's basically so certain that he's going to be fine because it was never, the whole event was never brought up in the Fortune, and he's still got like other verses to come, so he's pretty much sure that he's not going to die here. So I think the whole thing about them flashing back, and having Chrollo mention, just leave me, because even if you even if you do just leave me and go against Kurapika's wishes, he's certain he'll not die anyway, because the Fortune said that he wouldn't. So yeah, it's interesting. I was wondering, like, when it was going through that, if the other Troupe members would not think about that. Like, would they not say, like, oh, but wait a minute, he's supposed to survive. The Fortune never said he would die, So, but clearly they haven't. It's definitely interesting seeing them try to figure it out without Chrollo there. It seems like they've been following him for so long and are so, on board with everything Chrollo, like everything that he says, that they've been almost spoiled in a way, because I mean, you got it most from Pakanoda. Like, she was so, like, she was like agitated and questioning herself, and what do I do? I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? It's one of those things that she kind of just isn't. Without Chrollo there, she has no idea what to do. And the other people were exactly the same. I mean, some of them were like a bit more, like, I guess Phaeton, Shalnark, Finks, they were very, they had the idea in mind. It's like, this isn't even a question. We're going after him. That's it. You know what I mean? So, there's people who are sort of up for, I guess, leadership, I suppose. Pakanoda definitely isn't one, because I think she's not very level-headed, I suppose. She gets her orders and she does them, but to come up with ideas and be the one to say, right, this is what we're doing, I don't think she's in that. But then again, Pakanoda has, like, she has things that she has to deal with sort of things that other people don't have to. The problem that she has is knowing things. Because she knows things, it means that information flows through her, meaning that people look to her as a, to give out the truth, kind of, in a way, you know what I mean? And if she's gotten some kind of memory from Gon and Killua here, and she's not allowed to say it, she's just all she has time to do is thinking ahead about, should I tell these people or not, or shouldn't I? So there's sort of some issues that she has with that the other guys don't have. So yeah. Right, what I was interested in, because the whole two choices thing came up, and now I'm thinking that wasn't what the choice was. Like, that was two choices, yeah, sure. I guess in some way you can see it as pride and betrayal. Pride is in the, doing what Chrollo wished. So I guess you have some sort of proud factor revolving the Phantom Troupe as a whole, and not just, Chrollo himself, versus betrayal and betraying Chrollo's wishes. So yeah, I guess it kind of works that way, but I'm not sure that that's the case, because it specifically says in her fortune that you will face two choices in a small room, right? And that wasn't a small room. that was a big open, like, reception hall area for fucking, at the hotel. So I don't think that was her choice. There was also the other one, which was Shizuku and Nobunaga. Now, Shizuku, if you recall, I was talking about, after episode 54, I was talking about her fortune, and I said something like, you will join your allies in offering to keep him from being lonely. I said that could possibly mean something along the lines of going to see Uvo, so that means that she's dead, or it means something else. And I said Nobunaga because I thought Nobunaga might, like, if they decide to go back to meet your city, if Nobunaga decided to stay and just do his own thing, that Shizuku would join him to stop him from being lonely. So that could be the same case here, because he was alone in his desire to not do anything, so that Chrollo would live. But yeah, I just find it interesting that these little things are cropping up and you can see them happening, and it's just interesting whether or not you actually see them as, is that really the fortune? Is that really what's mentioned in the fortune, or is it not? You know what I mean? Is it something that's similar but not entirely? And I mean, the whole thing with you will face two choices within a small room, I don't know. Again, with prophecies though, if you're not supposed to take it literally, then it could be like a case within a small room. Could it be within your own head, because she wasn't talking, she was just talking in her own head, and like a monologue type thing. So it could be a small room within, like, talking to herself, like she's talking to herself within her own head, and that's what's the small room. But I don't know. Could be anything. Also, you had Shalnark who got a call and answered the phone, even though his fortune tells him that it would be unwise to answer the phone, for the Deathbringer will come calling 1 time in 3. So, I mean, 1 time in 3. The first time he called him and he answered. So that's the first one. I don't know if that's just a 1 in 3 chance thing or what, but I don't know. Do not make any phone calls, for when it matters most, you will likely be unable to reach anyone. I wonder if that means that he's going to try and call back Kurapika, and Kurapika you'll not answer. I don't know. We're just going to have to wait and see on that. So, yeah, Chrollo in the car, he had those heartbeats going, and Melody's picking up the sort of the different wavelengths and stuff, and then she's like, how can he produce these kind of sounds? And it got to the point where she couldn't even take it, and I don't know exactly what that means. I don't know if it's so, because it seems to be the heartbeat that she listens to somehow resonates in a way that matches people's sort of not just emotional level, but also like it's somehow connected to the brain and like people's sort of thoughts on anything and everything. Like, if we go back to like last episode when Gon asked Chrollo, like, why do you do this and everything like that, and Chrollo was like basically having a whole talk with himself, and he was asking questions about why do I do this, and it's almost like he's talking to himself. And I wonder if there's a case, like, it's a thing with Chrollo where he's kind of maybe I don't know, maybe he's hypocritical to himself, or maybe he just does things, he doesn't know why he does it, and he has a lot of different reasons for doing a hell of a lot of things. So maybe it's just his mind going back and forth, which transfers to his heartbeat, and then that's what she's hearing. And because it's so discombobulated, that's what's annoying her, and that's what's making her irritated by listening to it. But yeah, it's strange. Kurapika shutting things down, that was that was great. That was so great. He didn't take any shit. You know what I mean? I love the fact that Things thought that he'd like got him in some kind of loophole. You know what I mean? Like, what if they try to run? We'll break their bones. He's like, then we have nothing left to talk about. Bye. You know what I mean? His face completely changed. It was great. I loved it. So yeah, it's just they got Paganota on the phone and told her that you'll meet alone, and that's it. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens. I don't think I have anything else to really talk about this episode. It was a really good episode though, and I don't see it slowing up anytime soon, so yeah, I can't wait. But that was all I got, so thank you for watching. In the description below I've linked certain things. One of them is the Discord. If you want any information regarding my content at all, you can get yourself over there. I also have a Patreon as well, so if you do want to support me on Patreon, that'd be very much appreciated. There is a bunch of different tiers and rewards depending on how much you want to support me with. So there is early access, $5 a month, gives you access to shows a week early, and you get 4 episodes of Hunter x Hunter every week as opposed to the usual 2 that the general public get. So if you're wanting a hell of a lot more episodes of Hunter x Hunter, then that's what you want to get right now, because if you get early access as this is out on YouTube for the general public, you'll find that there will be like 50 odd episodes or something that you can go watch right now. So yeah, if you want to get ahead and you can't wait, then that's where you want to go. There's also full length there, and there's also other tiers where you can pay to get certain shows like watched and stuff. So yeah, have a look at those. But that's all I got. So thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.